I chose self-awareness and purpose, learning can just mean so many things. And coming from a person, I grew up in a family of academics. Both my parents were university professors. There were really just three priorities to life: education, education, and education. Someone like me has had that extra time to think about why is education so important. And I believe, in a world that we live in, the importance of knowledge, which is really the process of learning and making yourself self-aware, is just so important. The truth is important, and in a world where truth is disregarded for convenience or political positions, one way or the other, can do real long-lasting damage. And that is just so important to not let that happen if you care, irrespective of where someone stands in the political spectrum. Kind of brings us down to what's really important to mankind. And I think compassion, self-awareness are right there on the top of that list. And that gives you a sense of purpose. And so that's what connects my premise to the answer to the question. Lifelong learning is relevant in multiple contexts, and I'll focus on in my current role as the CEO of McGraw-Hill that there's a realization, I think, pretty much for anyone in our role that subjects or disciplines that people trained at when they were in school are just so different from the needs of our workflows in the current day. That gap cannot be met by just saying, I'm going to just hire someone else to do the job, because someone else who I might maybe trained in that discipline would not have the context. So really then it makes you look at the real solution to that problem is we have to train our best people who understand the business with the needs of today. And that's why lifelong learning has a real role to play just for business efficiency and productivity. Now, if I take a step back, there's a case to be made, therefore, for the employer. I've been a beneficiary of that. But also as an employee, there's a real benefit to it. My horizons expand. My ability to take on more expands. My sense of responsibility, and therefore, whether it's something as simple as having a promotion or a raise, they become real, to taking on a bigger business unit to run or a bigger function to run. These are very tangible benefits to lifelong learning. And then if you connect that to kind of the food for the soul aspect of the answer, I think lifelong learning is what defines our very purpose. I was visiting our UK office just this past week, and one of my most favorite colleagues recently just came out, taking on a fight with cancer. So he was operated. And my learning session with him was, he had an opportunity, an hour-long, 15-minute session talking about the human digestive system and kind of where his cancer was located. And these are new kind of experiences for me, as he's describing why there's certain in the way the colorectal section of the human body is shaped, and why the cancer that was located in that specific part of the colon was particularly hard to find, and how lucky his endoscopy was to be able to identify it, and how hard it is to treat that kind versus other kinds. And so I had a master class in a topic that, if you weren't interested in learning, and if you weren't lucky enough to have a teacher who's willing to teach, you miss out on. So I thought that was pretty cool, just to come out of it learning a bit more.